Everybody, Andy here again. Well, day 7, so it's been a week, and before I think of anything, I shall put the figures down there because I'd like to keep sort of track of this. But I thought, as it was a week gone by, so I've had a look and see where we are. Apart from obviously the figures, which aren't very good, but things do appear to be flattening very, very slightly. The amount of daily deaths, as bad as they are, seem to have gone down slightly. Whether that's a good thing, it's obviously a good thing, but if you know what I mean, whether that's a precursor of what's to come or whether that's just a little lull, because it is supposed that that the storm is still on the horizon, is still going to come here. I think we are supposedly going to be in this sort of situation, this sort of semi-lockdown for another 2 weeks, but I don't expect it to only be 2 weeks. I'm expecting it to be at least until the end of April, especially when you look at somewhere like Italy, who they think has just got past the peak of their own situation over there, but they've just extended their lockdown for another couple of weeks, and we're supposed to be at least 2 weeks behind them. So where are we going to be? They're still talking about it being up until June or even further, and then they've got that horrible decision, any government, as to how to relax the quarantine lockdown sort of things that they put into place, because if they do it too slowly, people are going to get frustrated and annoyed, maybe even sort of civil unrest and things like that, because people are getting to the end of their tether one way or another, and they haven't got any money either as well. There's that side of things. If they do it too quickly, do we get another spike? And it's not easy. Who want to be a politician at this time? Mind you, they did ask to be politicians, so I suppose that's what they're there. Or there was an old, I think it was Harold Macmillan or someone like that back in the day, and they said, "What do you fear most about being Prime Minister?" And he said, "Events, dear boy, events." And you can't control those events. Well, most of the events you can't control. So when you do get in those positions, it's what a friend used to say, be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. But anyway, that's what they're there for. Hopefully they're going to be doing the right thing. But if one good thing about us, I suppose, is that we can look and see what's happening in other countries, in Italy and in Spain. We're not exactly the same, but we can actually hopefully learn from what they are doing. And I think we already have, to an extent, have learned from what they've done and how it has helped in some way. So there you go. But the video I put up yesterday, and I just happened to point out, because we're a week into this, that it is starting to feel normal. It's weird that it does feel normal. We've never been in a situation like this before. I don't think anybody's been in a situation like this. Even my mother, who was alive during the Second World War, hasn't been through a situation like this. Terrible situations, yes, back then, but not the way we are now. The families were still together. People could still see each other and mix in the streets if they could, whereas now, the social distancing, we can't see our families most of the time. I went to, I say, yesterday, got the shopping for my mother, took it round to her, and you're sort of standing at the other end of the corridor by her door so that you're not anywhere near each other and sort of handing things over, gingerly in the distance. It's weird that you can't hug people, you can't shake them by the hand, give them a kiss or whatever it might be. And that's a strange thing. But I mentioned that yesterday, and a couple of people locally, actually on my Facebook page, because I'm posting these to Facebook as well, started out quite a little conversation in some ways as, are we going to want to go back to the way that things were before? Yes, the social aspect, I've no doubt that we're going to want to do that. We are social animals, and obviously our friends, our families, our loved ones, we're going to want to see them straight away and go back to that we had before. No questions asked. For me, yes, there's obviously things I miss apart from the obvious that I've just mentioned, but a nice pint in the pub, a nice cafe where you can have a coffee and sit outside, that type of thing. Gigs, that type of thing as well, just the conviviality of being with other people in those sort of situations. But other things, life things, I think a lot of people are going to be re-evaluating their lives generally, because I know not everybody's in this position, because some people are working harder than ever, and they're the ones that we should be really thankful for. They're doing more than they've ever done and under great stress and in great sort of dangerous positions a lot of the time as well. But for a great many of us, we're not working in the same way. We're going to be evaluating that type of thing, re-looking at our lives and re-evaluating those things that are important to us, that you've realised now that you haven't You can't use your flashy car to go driving off somewhere. You're not spending any money particularly because you're not earning it, or you just can't go anywhere to spend that particular money. Does that matter as much as you thought it did? I learned a bit of this lesson sort of 10 years ago when I lost my job, and was made redundant and took early retirement, that type of thing. And I realised I didn't need anywhere near as much money as I used to think I did. I'm a lot happier now, and was a lot happier, in the interim period under those circumstances. Most of us can learn from that. I've seen so many people that I used to work with, and I said, go on, they're moaning about the work. Go on, you can retire, you can retire. They said, oh, no, I can't retire, I can't afford to. My argument is you can never afford to. And I think this is what's going to happen. People are going to reevaluate their lives. They're going to look at things differently, do things differently, realise that certain things, as I said, aren't quite as important as others. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of things I could talk about here. Maybe this, like travel was one thing that's going to change a lot. Life generally is going to change a lot. Obviously, shopping and all those type of things are going to change a lot. But I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are a week in, or maybe a bit longer, depending on where you are, as to whether you're already re-evaluating what you're going to be doing afterwards, apart from the obvious friends, families, and loved ones. Re-evaluating your lives and thinking about maybe I could go and do something else, because we're learning new things if we want to. We've got that opportunity now to actually explore differently. We've got that time as well to explore things. I can see big changes coming for individuals and for people generally, and for countries, whatever it might be, culture maybe, I don't know. New things are going to come out of this. And as I said, maybe people will start to realise that they could do something a little bit different with their lives. And because of the changes, now might be the time to do it. That's what happened with me years ago. It made me reevaluate my life when I lost my job and everything changed. Big changes did come, but they were good changes ultimately, and I'm now where I am, which is a happy place, and that's a good thing. So I'm lucky. Hopefully you're going to be lucky as well. In the meantime, stay safe, and I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.